I think we all agree that Stahl was beyond annoying and we all wanted her dead. While watching, I kept wondering how were they going to kill her. Well, it turned out that they calculated it perfectly while also killing other birds with the same stone. There was subtle foreshadowing about Jax actually turning rat. The moments with Gemma where he was very secretive and it just made her suspicious. Or like when Gemma tells him to be careful because an outlaw working with a Fed could never work. Still, I wasn't believing Jax had actually turned rat until he met up with Stahl before going with the rest of the club to meet with the Russians. I saw Jax sign the papers and told myself, okay, so they're actually going with this storyline. When the arrest finally happens and Stahl ousts Jax to the rest of the club, all the members really sold it and made it believable. When you see Gemma full of fear because she wasn't in on the double cross, also made it believable. All she was thinking was that they were going to kill Jax inside prison for ratting. You could hear the fear in her pleading for them not to turn on Jax.
What is she talking about?
You made a deal for Jimmy? What?
I did it for the club.
You ratted! You ratted! Your choice! Look at everything we've been facing!
All this time we've been tracking Jimmy, you knew you were gonna turn him over to this bitch?
She blew up 5 of our men. She was his nephew. I know!
It wasn't his
sorry!
fault. She made him do it. He wasn't a rat play.
Do you hear me? You are dead! Dead!
You just signed my death warrant.
I'm sorry, but you know what? Your mother was right. This could never work. There's just no trust. I had to make sure that the prince had turned rat.
Stahl really marked her own death, and not just because she was always hurting the club, so obviously they'd want to kill her, but primarily because she always thought she was the smartest person in the room. If she had for 1 second thought that maybe the club is pretending to be mad at Jax, and it's all just a play, then she would still be alive. I was so intrigued with the arrest of the club that I didn't even notice Chibs, Piney, Opie, and Kozak were missing.
Take care of our girls, Philip, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy's death was very satisfying to watch. Chibs finally getting his revenge and giving Jimmy a slow death so he could suffer every bit of it. Then it's Stahl's turn to die. Opie killing her the same way Donna was killed was honestly the best way to do it. Opie finally getting his closure made me happy for him because we all knew he really needed this. We didn't know it was all a play from the club until Jimmy and Stahl get killed. Seeing the club laugh in the back of the police truck, knowing that they won, I'm glad it was like this and we weren't in on it with the club. It made the episode, and really the whole show, more memorable than it already was becoming. Not only was this a plot twist done right, but it's a great season finale. The song being played while everything is happening just makes it even better. Gemma receiving the letter from Jax and reading it while Tara is reading John's letters. The parallel between Jax writing that he'd never turn his back on the club like his father did. Meanwhile, John wrote down he hoped Jax finds a different path. While we hear John say this, it fades to Jax in the police truck with everybody including Clay having their heads bowed down to Jax, signifying Jax is the new king. I hadn't seen a plot twist executed the way this one was done in a while. Even if you're not a fan of Sons of Anarchy, I don't know how you couldn't be a fan, but if you aren't, you at least have to respect the final 20 to 25 minutes of this episode.